study in the library, and then we threw ideas at each other, and we picked an idea that we thought would work. Then we started meeting every Wednesday and Sunday, and we started building our music machine, and we built it, and then we tested it, and it worked.
Yeah, one of the main design ideas that we had was keeping the budget low, and so that's why our project's not beautifully aesthetic, because we didn't really want to spend large amounts of money. We wanted to keep it low, and so at the end, round it up and stuff. Our the price for our project was about $5, and so we actually was able to accomplish that goal pretty well. So yeah.
Now, truth be told, this project, we had an idea before we got to this low budget version, and we realized that it just wasn't realistic to do. And we found that out the hard way by going as far as we possibly could with it until there was no return. We had to completely scrap that idea and reevaluate our whole entire process in order to get to where we are now. Thankfully, we are a bunch of amazing individuals and we're geniuses, so it wasn't that hard to do. But just advice for the next time, always make sure your goals are realistic.
Some advice for next year's freshman engineers. First, make sure you start working on your project early and do everything as soon as you can so you have lots of time to fix anything that goes wrong. That's the most important advice I can give you. Another important thing is to have open and honest communication with your teammates as well as be respectful to them. You're going to be working with these people for a while, so make sure you all try to get along. Make sure you do your fair share of the work and make it even for everyone. Even if you don't love the project you were given, make sure to put as much effort as you can into it. It's not just your grade. Also, use the resources found on campus often. Your budget will go by faster than you think it will, so getting free supplies is an amazing resource. Overall, just try to have fun with the project. It's a great experience.
So there were a couple of design challenges when we were building the music machine. And first of all, it was coming up with an idea that we were able to make low budget, easy affording. So most of our materials were recyclable. Now we had to figure out how did we want the mallets to hit the xylophone, and we decided we'd use putty to do that. We'd use putty and hang it from a clothes hanger wire. Another one of our challenges was keeping the cylinder suspended. So what we did for that was we cut out a circular structure and we put it inside the cylinder and we drilled a hole in it. And then we stuck a dowel through that hole and it was able to be suspended by a clothes hamper. I know it sounds weird, but that's how we came up with the idea. And it turned out to work fine for Fed. And we eventually made it into one of the higher ranking places at Fed. Oh, God. You don't even know when it's gonna come down.
Hello. I'm going to talk about the how our project fared at Fed. So overall, we got 8th place. Everything went pretty well. Our project, it had some flaws in it, naturally, but a main area where I'd say that we could have worked better is just the aesthetics part of the project, because it was made very cheaply, because that was one of our design goals, was to make it cheap. So it couldn't really look as aesthetically nice as some of the other projects. But on the other hand, the quality of the music was actually really good. Compared to some of the other projects, it actually sounded better, and you could hear the song that we wanted to play, which was Ode to Joy. You could hear it to a degree pretty well. So, yeah.
80 degrees, the contact that will make it sufficient enough to produce a good note. If you want to hear it play a little bit.
What song is it playing?
Ode to Joy. So, there's a lot of things I feel like we should have done differently. And thinking back on it, I wish we kind of had. One of those things would be setting realistic expectations for the project. So initially when we started this, we thought we could do anything, honestly. We didn't really check to see if it was possible. We just wanted to do it. And that's a big mistake. It'll waste your time chasing something that you could have never done in the first place. So you always want to make sure that you at least check to see how realistic the goals you are setting are in reality. Another thing you might want to do you want to make sure you have a concrete understanding with your group members. We all want to be on the same page. We all want to make sure we're communicating with each other, and we want to be decisive in our decisions. We want to make sure that we know what we're doing when we meet. We want to make sure we know what we want to get accomplished in a certain time frame. We need to make sure we always go over the goals we are trying to complete. Those are just two really big things that I think are necessary for any group project: realistic expectations and goal setting.